Ariel Helwani at Madison Square Garden in New York City alongside the man who I am told has the largest arms, the most charm, and who will inflict the most harm on Saturday night at UFC 159. Chael P., how are you?
I am awesome. Now, I see you're holding something that says MMA Fighting, but that's not the name of who you're with, is it?
It sure is.
No.
I wear multiple hats.
No. You're actually with somebody called MMAfighting.com.
Oh, right.
Well, make sure you say that. Don't mislead people. I meet people that go, I'm with Sports Illustrated, but they're not. They're SportsIllustrated.com. And you should be proud to show the world that you can run a successful business from the couch in your mother's basement.
I like that all
like
of a sudden.
Most .coms. But come clean. Now, I'll put the whole title down.
I like that all of a sudden you are aficionado with websites. I saw you on Monday giving someone else some advice about URLs.
The .com/UK org net guy? Yes, I did him a favor, our UK friend.
The website that, by the way, Chael told me a couple of weeks ago that he has never visited once. It's not in your rotation. You're a big internet guy, but you've never been to this site.
No, I
Shocking and
site.
insulting.
It's just not on a daily basis. I do go to your site, though. I apologize.
Well, you are missing out. Now, let me ask you, what is going on here? Because this is very reminiscent of WrestleMania 13. Which I'm sure you watched. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bret Hart, the double turn. Bad guy turned good, good guy turned bad. Are you turning good on us now? Because I've never seen you give so many compliments to your opponent going into a fight. It's very confusing.
No, listen, here's the deal. I don't make anything up, and I'm not going to sell a fight. And I have people ask me that. In fact, I was asked earlier today, why should somebody buy this fight? It's like, man, I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not the promoter. I'm not the commercial guy. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to disparage a guy, and I'm not going to manufacture conflict to try to get $50 from somebody. This is the biggest fight ever. We sold this venue out faster than anybody. We're trending on commercial outlets alone, restaurants and bars, 17% ahead of Diaz and St. Pierre, which at this point is the biggest fight of 2013 until I get in the ring. Everybody's been waiting for this. This is like the Super Bowl when Chael Sonnen fights. Everybody tunes in, so I'm not trying to sell anything. I don't want anybody's money falsely. If you want to be entertained, you want to see the two baddest dudes in the world fight, that's what we've got. But I'm not going to put Jon down. You know, I thought he was a bratty little jerk, and I was wrong. Turns out he's a good guy. I liked him. I'm going to like him after this fight, but I'm going to beat him up on Saturday night.
What did you think on the Tough Finale broadcast? Because this has been dissected a lot in the weeks leading up to this fight. When you were there, you were doing your interview, you were engaging, right, with Jon Anik, and he didn't even want to look at you, want to talk to you. He was giving one-word answers. Was that unprofessional on his part? Was that a good sell job? What did you think of that?
You know, he can take any approach he wants. I liked it. I thought it was respectful, and I think throughout our lives, even if we move on as friends, we should keep that policy. And when I walk in the room, Jon Jones should put his eyeballs to the curb.
So right now, you know, yesterday I was in New York City. I was in Herald Square doing some sort of fan fest, right? And I must have been asked 6-7 times, if Chael Sonnen loses on Saturday, will he retire? And I can't remember the last time a main event fighter, a guy fighting for a title, was being talked about like this. Why do people have this impression that this could be it for you?
You know, I don't know. I get asked that sometimes, and, you know, the longer your career goes, you get asked that. I remember Randy Couture fighting in 2002 getting asked that. I can't remember a Bernard Hopkins fight where he didn't get asked that. Dan Henderson's going through it. And I think that's part of the process, but you know, I've got a lot of goals, and longevity is one of them. When I see guys like, you know, Dan Henderson, Bernard Hopkins, when I see these guys fighting into their 40s, it inspires me. I think that's great, and those are goals that I would like to achieve too. I've never been hurt, whether it was in practice or in a fight. I've never had a surgery or an injury. My body feels good. I love this sport. But I plan to be asked that moving forward, and it doesn't bother me in the least. But I don't know that I have a great answer.
Win or lose on Saturday, you are not retiring.
Oh, no, I'm not going anywhere.
You know, interesting moment. He accused you of steroids, took it back. Do you still think he believes? Do you think he was forced to take it back?
You know, I think he probably was. I think somebody probably told him he should take it back. My side would have got to him. We would have sued him. We would have just said, prove it. You know, that's a pretty good accusation. Where's your evidence?
Yet you still think he's a good guy?
Yeah, well, he took it back. You know, I haven't accepted his apology, but I acknowledge that he did give an apology. I don't know why he would say that. I was very disappointed. That was a very reckless statement. But I don't wish to engage or out him for something, but it wasn't true, and I resent it.
Anytime someone talks about this fight, they say you have to do what you did to Anderson. But he's a very different fighter than Anderson Silva, completely different. So how do you beat Jon Jones?
Yeah, and there's a lot of ways to win a fight, and to do what I did to Anderson, sure, that'd be great. I've done that to 49 other men though too. Go throw him down and beat him up. You're not going to throw Jon Jones down. Jon Jones is a national champion in wrestling. Jon Jones will take me down at some point in this fight. He'll get me down. And whether he tries or I fall or you just will. You end up in every position out there. And, there's plenty of ways to beat him. Taking him down and beating him up is a good strategy. But that's not the only way to win this fight.
One of the most honest, sincere Chael Sonnen moments. I'm not saying you aren't, but it was a fascinating moment to watch after UFC 117 when you said you always came in second place. WEC, when you were growing up wrestling, and now in the UFC, second place. Do you think that if you lose on Saturday night, that's it for you as far as trying to get the gold? Do you feel like this is your last chance to prove that you are number one?
We'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens. I don't like to think about that. But it's a tough sport, and it's one day at a time, and I try not to let my mind wander there. I got a big task in front of me. But I'm the best. I'm the best fighter in the world. I've been the best for a long time. But being the best and winning the championship are two different things. So let me go take care of Jon Jones on Saturday night on pay-per-view. And then ask me that question, and I promise you I'll answer you.
Does it bother you when everyone talks about the light heavyweight division and they say, oh, who's Jon going to fight next? Alexander Gustafsson versus Jon. It's almost like they forget. Yeah. I don't know why, but does that bother you? Do you feel disrespected by that?
No, I don't. And I look at it the same way, too. I do that to guys as well, as an analyst on the highest-rated show out there, UFC Tonight on Fuel TV, on Tuesday nights.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. But, I do a lot of that, too. You generally always show the champion that respect. You generally always make that assumption that he'll win, and then who will he meet? You don't mean it to insult his opponent. It just happens. It's just a matter of speak, and people shouldn't get their feelings hurt over that.
Okay, two last quick things. How do you feel right now? Because you don't have to cut that weight. It's a totally different ball game for you. And sometimes we've looked at your face at the weigh-ins. Is this a walk in the park? Do you even have to cut any weight?
Yeah, I'll have a few pounds. I was 211.5 this morning. I had dinner last night and breakfast this morning, so I feel really good. I usually don't sleep fight week, maybe an hour a night. I just spit on you. Sorry about that.
It's an honor.
Thanks, buddy. Usually about an hour a night, maybe two. I usually get sick fight week just because of that, from running around, no nutrition, and then no sleep. And that's not the case. I got 5 or 6 hours last night. I'll get 5 or 6 again tonight. So I feel good in that regard, but it doesn't make a difference on Saturday night. I get in the ring about 207, 205 for my middleweight fights. I'll get in the ring at 210, 211. It's the same thing.
Quick sidebar, the best in the world, CM Punk, was at the last 2 UFC events this month. Will he be attending Saturday night, and will he be walking you out?
He will be here Saturday. He will be in the locker room. I don't believe he's part of the walkout. He's welcome to.
The locker room doing what?
Encouragement.
Okay.
But he does have front row seats that Dana White gave him, and he'll have one of the best seats in the house.
Okay, last question. To everyone out there, right? To everyone watching right now, to everyone who says you have no chances, this is not worth...
All 15 of you
maybe
that
10.
Have found Ariel on MMAfighting.com.
Maybe
all right.
10.
What should I say to your mother and brother?
They are watching.
Your son and wife.
I can guarantee that.
Hi, Oliver.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Wow. Who's turning 1 very soon. Okay, to all those people who say you have no chance, this is not worth buying, that this is a gimmick fight, right? To all those people, 2 days before the fight, what do you say to them?
UFC.com. You can get a lot more info. All right, no, I'm just kidding. This is a great website. What I would say to those people is, listen, tune in. I don't know what's going to happen either. All I know is this is going to be a hard fight. I'm going to fight as hard as I can. That's not any different because it's this guy or this gal. Whoever they get me matched up with, I prepare to the best of my ability. I will walk out there and I will fight hard, and nothing's going to change Saturday night.
Thank you so much. Good luck, Chael.
Thank you, Ariel. Pleasure.